All right, this is your market recap for July 15th, 2025. As you can see today, we played both sides of the market, both buy side and sell side. Didn't really have too big of a day overall. So if we go down to the hourly time frame, I mean, you can clearly see we did a big rally overnight, and then we started to work back on it for New York, but ran into a lot of consolidation, as would be consistent with the entire rest of July. Now, if we go down to the 15-minute time frame, we can see again expansion upwards. I played short off of this expansion here, counting on us coming back below these relative equal lows. And then we kind of just stayed in that range the whole day until the last hour of trading, where we kind of left it a little bit just to get us back, well, close to, where did we even open? That's PM. That's the east. I thought that was AM. Where did we close? We closed here. So very, very, I mean, we didn't really do anything today. In all honesty, we got up here and we went horizontal. But like I said, July. Now, forgot to mention that. 15-minute, we have this gap right here between this low and this high. It's where price nicely reacts off of that. So to start, again, we were rallying overnight, so I was playing bearish to start AM session. I mean, overall, I was bullish, of course, because we're at all-time highs, and so obviously my bias is going to be bullish over like high time frame, but on the lower time frame we are overextended, right? We have to retrace this, so I was playing a short to at least below these relative equal lows here, which also had an SMT. So we did that. We then, for the macro, retraced pretty deep for a reason that I don't know. We retraced very deep, and then we came down, barely took out this low, deep retrace, down here, barely, deep retrace. Oh, got really close to sweeping these. This was my draw for PM session. Didn't get those by maybe, what? This is 181, this high. Yeah, one tick. So guess we didn't want to sweep those highs. From there, we then came all the way down below these lows, and then went horizontal, and then the last 15 minutes of trading, or half hour, sorry, we dipped down a little lower. 1 minute time frame, I mean, this is going to be very fast. There's really not a whole lot to talk about. So, like I mentioned, SMT here had me playing bullish. We then had that run up, and so I saw us continuing this run up right there. We're overextended, right? We need some sort of retrace. And what's down here? Low and then a relative equal. These two right here are relative equal in their own regard, but this one adds to that even more. So we got a higher time frame SMT here, which starts the tip over at around 925. And then when market opens, price comes up one more time above these highs on NQ. Obviously, that does not happen on ES, which is why we have this SMT here. And I entered at the change in the state of delivery on the 15-second to the downside, right? Why? Because we had higher time frame confluence of this SMT. We had a draw on liquidity, which are these relative equal lows. And then we had the confluence of us also being overextended. And then on the lower time frame, we had smaller time frame SMT, change the state of delivery on the 15-second. And that was enough for me to target these relative equal lows down there. Now you can see I took out half my position there, and I gave price the opportunity to run if it wanted to seek lower prices, which it did on ES, just not really NQ. But I was trailing my stop above this high, which is where I ended up getting my full position stopped out at. And then this little thing, I thought we'd draw back up to these highs because, like I mentioned, I was overall bullish. So I thought we'd come down here, take out these relative equal lows. And then in how it did so, combined with the macro and this SMT, I thought we'd come back up here, but then right, if we look at this fair value gap, boom, there, stop down here. It's a 1 to 2.5, right? And then one night where I got in was at 65.75. There. And that's a 1 to 136. And I'm not with that. So I waited for it to get back to break even and then I cut it. So yeah, this was just a mistake. I shouldn't have entered whatsoever. But then from there, price came back down, took out these lows, had a deep retrace for lunch, which kind of went horizontal, listing downwards, took out this low. SMT of these lows had us drawing back up. That was that added to my bias of playing bullish for a PM session. Again, we took out these lows barely, right? Barely took out that low and immediately retraced off of it. SMT of lows, nice expansion. We then get another expansion here. I was waiting for an SMT of these lows during the macro to take something long, but as you can see, no SMT was available, and even so, it just went straight up and then horizontal, and we were one tick away from taking out this high, which is unfortunate, but kind of just how it happens. Sorry, we're more than one tick away. Yeah, we were more than one tick. We were like one handle on one tick, but still very close. We then came back down to these lows here, or this low, sorry, this low here, took that out, retraced, and then went lower for the last half hour of trading. So yeah, pretty small day, not much overall direction. Now, what I think our target is this low right here, because as of now, we have a higher time frame SMT bullish. ES took out this low that I have marked, and so I think if ES has not gone any lower, like below these lows, I think we could be targeting this. Now, if tomorrow being Wednesday, we come back down to this new week opening gap, we're going to have a very, very small week. All right, Thursday, Friday most likely are not going to go anywhere. Because once price leaves the opening, right? So if opening would be down here. If we take price here, right, created the sell side candle, and then from there, created this big bullish candle. If we see this candle with this huge wick shrink all the way back down to here, we're not going anywhere, let alone bullish, right? So what I would be okay with is if we opened here, got the sell side, and then if we made the body, came up, took this low, and then went bullish, I'm okay with that. But if we return back to this new week opening gap, my hopes for volume this week are gone. So yeah, we'll really just have to see what is left to us tomorrow morning. Again, there is PPI tomorrow. We had CPI this morning, which could have influenced the conditions. PPI usually has a little less effect, but it still has one nonetheless. So we'll have to be aware and cautious when it comes to that. So yeah, this has been your market recap for July 15th, 2025.